Hi there. Good evening and welcome to yet another session on VARC पे चर्चा where you and we sit down together and talk about whatever we are facing or whichever issues that we may be going through. And of course, I look forward to going ahead and talking to you. But then one question, one concern that I have received very constantly nowadays is स्कोर बहुत गंदा आ रहा है VARC में, स्कोर्स नहीं आ रहे, क्या करूं? हाँ, सो इसके बहुत डिटेल में आंसर्स दिए, लेकिन एक नई थीम है that has kind of been happening, and that is कि पहले अच्छा आ रहा था स्कोर, अब खराब आ रहा है and I'm demotivated. So what should I do? So there are two components to it, of course. One is the VARC strategy component, जिसको हमने पिछले सेशंस में बात की, जिसके लिए आपके लिए डेडिकेटेड वीडियोस भी बनाए. हाय आमिर, हाउ आर यू डूइंग? हाँ, तो वो सारे कंपोनेंट्स हैं, राइट? वी डेफिनेटली हैव ऑल दोज थिंग्स हियर. ओहो अंकित, सत श्री अकाल, की हालचाल? ओके, सो आज एक और कंपोनेंट है जिसके बारे में मैं एक्चुअली बात करना चाहता हूं, and that is the sort of mental aspect. Okay, the way you look at those scores and the way you plan to work on improving those scores. तो इसमें जो सबसे पहली चीज है ना, that I want to re-emphasize, and those of you who have been working with me, you know that I've already talked about it a lot. So something that I want to re-emphasize is the fact that VARC at the end of the day is a skill. अब skill क्या होता है? हाँ, and why are we actually talking about it? Let me plug in my writing pad so that I can start scribbling as well. But अगर हम यार skill की बात करें तो skills are basically those areas, skills are those things where you are trying to convert some knowledge that you have in your mind into some kind of muscle memory, okay, or some knowledge that you have into your mind into something that happens automatically, जिसमें आपको ना सोचने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. So for example, we can think of singing, we can think of dancing. स्किल्स है यार. तो तुम्हें क्या लगता है अभी अरिजीत सिंह जो अच्छा बना वो कैसे अच्छा बना? Arijit Singh has gone on to become a champion because, or become such a great singer, because he has spent years practicing every day and then waiting for those opportunities and creating those opportunities. या ऋतिक रोशन भाई प्रैक्टिस कर करके बने हैं ना. हाँ, लेकिन अब इसमें एक बात बताओ, आर वी सेइंग दैट अरिजीत सिंह हैज नेवर हिट अ फॉल्स नोट? क्या हम ये बोल रहे हैं कि यार गाना गाते टाइम उसने कभी गलत नोट्स नहीं लगाए? या क्या हम ये बोल रहे हैं कि यार जब ऋतिक रोशन डांस करता है, जब प्रभु देवा सर डांस करते हैं, तो वो कभी गलत स्टेप परफॉर्म नहीं करते? यार इतने सालों की प्रैक्टिस के बाद भी जब बात स्किल्स की आती है, तो स्किल्स में ना आप कभी परफेक्शन पे नहीं पहुंचते. स्किल्स में कभी ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि हम ये बोल पाए कि यार अब सब हो गया, अब मुझे और कुछ बात करने, बताने, जताने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. That's not how skills work. That's not how skills are. हाँ, स्किल्स में हमेशा स्कोप ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट रहता है. जैसे अब हमें इसके बाद में यू हैव वैट, रिटन एबिलिटी टेस्ट, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, उन पे काम करना पड़ता है ना, इन सब चीज़ों पे. सो तुमको लगता है कम्युनिकेशन पे काम करते करते कोई ऐसा दिन आएगा जिसमें हम बोलेंगे कि अब सब हो गया, अब कुछ नहीं बचा? So what I want you to realize is that skills are never about perfection. Skills are basically about practicing so hard that you can turn the luck in your favor. Or in other words, skills are fundamentally about increasing the probability of getting something right. तो certainty नहीं आती है. आप अरिजीत सिंह बन जाओ, certainty नहीं आएगी. हाँ, ऋतिक रोशन बन जाओ, सर्टेनिटी नहीं आएगी, लेकिन प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ जाएगी. या जस्ट टू गिव यू अ वेरी क्लियर कट रीसेंट एग्जांपल, यू रिमेंबर दैट इंडिया इज प्लेइंग सम मैचेस अगेंस्ट न्यूजीलैंड. and in the first test match 5 Indian players went on to score a 0, a duck. Legends like Virat Kohli, upstarts like Sarfaraz, 0. यार मतलब वो लोग अच्छे नहीं है क्या? बट देन अब देखो यहाँ पे डिफरेंस क्या आ रहा है. These guys performed abysmally as a unit. Some of these, this was probably an absolutely bad day for some of these guys. But then what did they do? Did they stop working? Did they start dwelling a lot on that past? Did they constantly kept on thinking about, अरे यार अब मुझे तो कुछ नहीं आता, इतने साल की मेहनत मिट्टी में मिल गई? नहीं यार, वो they must have sat down as a unit, they must have sat down individually, they must have pondered over what went wrong. But after that, there was a next innings to be played. So all that they did was they just forgot about it. Okay, they just took up they just took the lessons, kept everything else outside, dusted themselves off, and then started looking ahead. They thought of, यार अब मैंने जो सीखना था सीख लिया, अब देखते हैं अगले इनिंग्स में इसी चीज को और कैसे बेहतर बनाया जा सकता है. तो डेज हैपन, थिंग्स हैपन, टेस्ट्स हैपन. अब नॉलेज बेस्ड एरियाज में थोड़ी सर्टेनिटीज ज़्यादा लाई जा सकती है, लेकिन फ्रैंकली स्किल बेस्ड एरियाज में ना थोड़े बहुत अप डाउन चलते हैं. मेहनत करेंगे तो चीज़ें अच्छी होंगी. एक आई कैट में परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी नहीं आई, कोई बात नहीं, अगले में चलो. हाँ, सो अगर वो पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट नहीं लेकर के जाएंगे तो यार फिर उस केस में हमारे स्कोर्स ऐसे जूम कैसे करेंगे. सो हर साल मैं ये देखता हूँ कि कैट की प्रिपरेशन में जो मॉक्स होते हैं दे बीट यू डाउन. वो करते हैं ये काम, उनका काम है ये. पर तुम्हारा काम क्या है? यू नीड टू लर्न टू टेक दोज पंचेस एंड देन लुक फॉरवर्ड. यू रियलाइज लाइफ हैज नो गारंटीज यार. जिंदगी में गारंटीज थोड़ी होती हैं, प्रोबेबिलिटीज अपने हाथ में, मेहनत अपने हाथ में. और अगर माइंडसेट पॉजिटिव नहीं रखेंगे, इफ वी अलाउ दीज issues in between to rattle us, these issues in between to prevent us from picking up the thread and then moving ahead with it, तो फिर कैसे बदलाव आएगा? सो वो कांस्टेंट जो चीज़ है उसको थोड़ा बना करके रखना है. हाँ, एंड देन शिवम मैंने एक पूरा वीडियो बनाया हुआ है यार, 3 हफ्ते पहले अपलोड हुआ है इसी चैनल पे. There is a video that talks about how to increase your VARC scores in the next 6 weeks or 40 days, something along the lines. I've given a very detailed answer. You can go ahead and do that. Miss Neetu, आपका वीडियो आईपी मैट की प्रिपरेशन के लिए हेल्प कर सकता है क्या? बिल्कुल यार, आईपी मैट और कैट का VARC का एक लार्ज चंक जो है सिलेबस का, वो बड़ा ओवरलैपिंग है. हाँ, तो ये बिल्कुल हेल्प करेंगे. इनफैक्ट डू यू नो कि iQUANTA के पास, हमारे पास अपना एक आईपी मैट का चैनल भी है. हम वहाँ भी रेगुलरली वीडियोस डालते हैं. मैं थोड़ा कम रेगुलरली डाल रहा हूँ वहाँ पे, हाँ, बट वहाँ पर भी आपको वीडियोस मिलेंगे दैट यू कैन गो अहेड एंड लर्न फ्रॉम. अली 85 to 90 परसेंटाइल इन VARC. अली ऑलरेडी इस पर एक बड़ा डिटेल्ड वीडियो जो मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले शिवम को बताया ना, इसी चैनल पे वो डिटेल्ड वीडियो पड़ा हुआ है. आप एक दफ़े उस वीडियो को जाकर के देखें अच्छे से, और उसके बाद वी कैन गो अहेड एंड टॉक अबाउट इट. मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कहीं अगर मुझे मिल गया वो वीडियो तो मैं लिंक शेयर कर देता हूँ तुम्हारे साथ. मैं साथ साथ देख ही रहा हूँ चैनल के रिकॉर्डिंग में. हाँ, मिल गया मुझे. लेट मी जस्ट copy this and now I'll post it in the chat then. अच्छा, मैं सॉरी यार. ओके, सो मैं अभी चैट में पोस्ट कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ. वंस आई एम डन विद द सेशन आई विल ड्रॉप इट इन द चैट. तो ज़्यादातर ऐसे इश्यूज के सॉल्यूशंस तुमको ऑलरेडी चैनल पे मिल ही जाएंगे यार. तो कोई इतना फाइट वाली उसमें ज़रूरत है नहीं. God, I suddenly have these spell of sneezing, huh? Can we expect more videos on a 100 passage series? Prarabdha, man, what a beautiful name. Absolutely, yes. See, my priority order is very simple, very straightforward. I have my classes with our batches, after which we have our section tests and ICATs, mocks. So I need to focus on that. Then whatever issues students of our paid batches have, I try to give them as much time as I can. Once I am able to spare some time after these, then I move towards that series. But yeah, this week you should definitely get at least two passages in that series. Yes. Oh, LA has asked an interesting question. Low attempts, high accuracy, and vice versa. See, this is a very subjective question. This is a very subjective question. You will need to find your own answer to this, unfortunately. So the issue is, even when we say low attempts, how low can we go? So are we talking about I can attempt 14 questions with 90% accuracy versus I can attempt 20 questions with 70% accuracy? Look at the equations, no? इतनी तुमको मुझसे ज्यादा मैथ आती है, तुम ये इक्वेशंस देख के डिसाइड कर लो, उसी से कुछ ना कुछ हो जाएगा. Can you please make a video for all type of question types in RC? यार मुदित, merely talking about question types won't help. फिर उसमें ना साथ में we also need to demonstrate it with a passage and talk about techniques, etc. That is something that we actually go on and do in our classes. And even on YouTube videos, you'd notice whenever I take you through an RC question type, I talk about that question type and how to approach it and how to eliminate options. So I think those practice sessions would generally help you a lot. Oh, the most important thing to focus for VRC from now is very subjective. But if I were you, one of the most important things at this juncture will be a positive mindset. And thereafter writing tests, whether they are section tests or mock tests, and then engaging in a very thorough analysis in order to figure out the road ahead for you in terms of preparation. Then McQuaid, marks बहुत fluctuate हो रहे हैं, what to do? McQuaid, it's again it's a very common problem. Fluctuating scores normally mean that we are guessing and not choosing the answers using very sound, very strong reasoning. So if you stop guessing and start moving towards reasoning, the scores will definitely stabilize. Burhanuddin, I'm unable to connect with you through iQUANTA support. Burhanuddin, who have you reached out to? Just reach out to me over Facebook, okay? Just go to a doubts group, tag me there. By analyzing my last 5 mocks, I learned that RC is 60%, VA is below 50. Okay, so Siddhanshu, first up, our threshold accuracy rate is 70%. Okay, so when you say in RC it is 60% plus, we need to make it 70% plus. And within RC, do not think of it as a monolith. Do not think of it as a single area. Okay, think in terms of question types and think in terms of genres. Okay, so there are some question types where your accuracy rate is above 70, some where it is below 70. तो जिनमें below 70 है उसे थोड़ा push up करें जरा. And that same is true for genre. So identify किन में below 70 है और उन specific areas को improve करने के लिए क्या करने की ज़रूरत है. Roll out that plan and I'm sure we will be able to move forward. शिवम 7 से 12 मार्क्स लो है, नो डाउट लो है, बट अगले पेपर में थोड़ा टारगेट्स चेंज करके देखो. हाउ मेनी अटेम्प्ट्स डू यू गो अहेड एंड मेक? सो मे बी दैट कैन गिव मी सम पॉइंटर. वो LA 14 to 16 questions are correct. Yeah, but that's excellent. That's excellent. That basically means that you are 98 percentile plus and on some days 99 percentile plus. Isn't that excellent? And when you say no matter what I do, now normally at this juncture I would advise that you look at all your mistakes through a microscope. बिल्कुल ध्यान से देखो. Just try to identify a pattern in your mistakes. It's that pattern which can guide you forward. मतलब frankly speaking, once you start scoring 93 percentile and above, generic suggestions are the generic suggestions may not work for you. So, and in case you are not able to notice any pattern in your mistakes, increase the increase the amount of practice. Okay, write more section tests, more mock tests. So basically increase the number of errors. When you increase the number of errors by attempting more, you'd hopefully some pattern will emerge. Prarabdh, as long as you are able to deal with PYQs, you are in an absolutely safe hands. Then you are in a very safe situation. Don't worry. Nishant, yeah, actually the situation you've mentioned, I'm very familiar with it, and I also know how to increase your scores in RC. But then, RC at the end of the day is a bit about skill. So one of the key skills is our ability to understand, which the IMs call comprehension. And the other key skill is the ability to generate overview of the passage. So make sure that for comprehension, you read for at least 20-25 minutes every day, using some material that challenges you, that takes you beyond your comfort zone. And then for overview, I normally ask people to read a passage and write a summary, subject matter, purpose, key idea of every paragraph, those kind of things. So start doing that every day. If you do that over the course of next 40 days, you'll at least have 40 days worth of improvement. So stick to that, and apart from that, continue to practice. Okay, that's still okay. शिवम, ये इसी के लिए वो जो मैं वीडियो की बात कर रहा था ना, उस वीडियो को एक बार देख ले. दैट वीडियो शुड हेल्प यू इमेंसली. Any specific material? That depends on your specific issues. So specific material, yeah, but then the kind of mistakes that you make and the kind of mistakes that somebody else makes, if they are different, then the specific material will also be different, no? So if you've identified a pattern or a trend, then I can help. Otherwise, generically speaking, please make sure that you do write 1 or 2 mocks every week moving forward from now on. So वो थोड़ा हमारे लिए important है. Okay. How to tackle odd one outs and parajumbles, not able to maintain accuracy. Arin, I will be, in fact, I had a word with you a little while ago. I will be taking a workshop within this week. वो workshop क्या, basically मैंने odd one out पे crash course में तो हमने काम किया ही है. But I will also be talking about some of the basics of. So I noticed a lot of people are struggling in identifying the theme of the paragraph. So I wanted to sit down and talk about the theme of the paragraph for a short while. So I will do that within this week. You guys will get to know of it. And if the timing works out for you, do attend that session. LA, you are getting such amazing scores. How are you struggling with summary? That's a little unusual. Let's see. We haven't really worked on summary much together. Let's go ahead and do that moving forward. Burhanuddin, we want to do it mentally. The moment you actually start writing, it takes a lot of time. So you want to do it all mentally. Okay, and Aaron and LA, just to wrap it up, I will, of course, I'll go ahead and dive into these specific question types in our workshop moving forward. Amay. Okay. Amay, I don't know. I mean, ignore outliers. Okay, ignore outliers. That's not the true you. So okay. Otherwise, you're scoring well, right? Aryan, I'm glad that it helped. Ah, Gaurav, वही है यार, देख, fluctuating scores basically mean that if you and I were sitting together, you know what I'll ask? I'll ask you to pick up an iCat, and then I'll ask you that, okay, in question number 12, if you marked C, why did you mark C? Give me the reason. And chances are that the reason that you offer is not going to be sound enough. So we don't realize it. In English, it is possible to become intuitive. It is possible for us to start picking up options because of our gut feel. So treat English as math, treat VARC as math, where if you are choosing a particular answer choice, make sure that the reason that you have for choosing it is sound. When you make that switch, the fluctuation goes away. That switch may take time, it may take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but when that happens, the scores stabilize. शिवम, मैंने इसके लिए भी यार एक वीडियो बनाया हुआ है यूट्यूब पे, वो मतलब थोड़ा डिटेल्ड आंसर्स चाहिए होते हैं ना इनके लिए, जिसमें मैंने बताया था कि मैं किस ऑर्डर से अटेम्प्ट करता हूँ चीज़ें और क्यों. मेरा ऑर्डर तो शायद आपके लिए ज़्यादा काम का ना हो, क्या पता हो, बट वो क्यों वाली चीज़ जो है, दैट इज़ गोइंग टू बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू. तो आप उसको एक बार ज़रूर देखिएगा, दैट शुड हेल्प. ठीक है, तो चलिए, आई थिंक दैट डज टेक केयर ऑफ क्वाइट अ फ्यू क्वेश्चंस. और इसी हफ्ते कम से कम 2 वर्कशॉप्स करेंगे, छोटे छोटे, कुछ स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस उठाएंगे, उन पे साथ में काम करेंगे, कोशिश करेंगे उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ाएं. और उसमें जो थोड़ा हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी क्वेश्चन टाइप्स हैं, ओके, द क्वेश्चन टाइप्स दैट गेट आस्क्ड मोर इन द एग्जाम, वी विल फोकस ऑन दोज एज वेल देन. For example, inference, strengthen, weaken, a lot of people are struggling with. So let's go ahead and practice some foundational questions of that, follow, and then let's follow it up with some passages. So वो कोशिश करते हैं, रोज रोज थोड़ा थोड़ा आपस में काम करेंगे तो कुछ ना कुछ डेफिनेटली होगा. Shivam, daily can become a bit of a challenge. If you can handle that load and you do not face burnout, then yes. But a lot of people may feel burnouts. Okay, so be a little mindful of that. पर अगर ओवरऑल स्कोर वैसे ही 97 परसेंटाइल प्लस चल रहा है तो डेफिनेटली स्ट्रैटेजी में तैयारी कर सकते हो. ओके, हाँ शिवम, ले जा साथ में, ट्राई कर, क्या पता तेरा मेरा सेंटर एक साथ आ जाए, यू नेवर नो. ओके, चलिए, सो दैट्स इट फॉर टुडे एंड आई लुक फॉरवर्ड टू मीटिंग यू गाइस इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन वंस अगेन. एंड अंटिल देन, do not take your eyes off the ball. Once again, the key thing that I started with was, there are days that are bad. It happens in skill. There is we cannot become perfect in life, particularly in skill based areas. So it's okay. Do not allow that to phase you a lot, bother you a lot, bug you a lot. Just dust everything off and then move on. I'm sure you'll be able to get the marks that are consistent with your efforts then, right? Okay then, take care, have a great evening ahead, see you soon.